Shabbat Shalom, good morning. We will start at 10 o'clock. We're just getting myself set up here, and I am excited to be getting to do our service experience from the sanctuary this morning. So Shabbat Shalom, good morning, and I will start in just a few minutes once we're all set up, ready to go. Start in just a few moments. I want to give folks a chance to log on and join us for Shabbat. If you want to take a moment, go run and make sure your water or coffee is as full as you would like it to be, and we'll start in just about a minute. All right, well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good morning. I'm Rabbi Jenny Greenspan here at Congregation Beth-El Zedek. We are excited to be doing our first live streamed Shabbat service from our Bima on our new live stream system right here on our own website. I'm so glad that you have joined me this morning for a Shabbat experience here in the sanctuary. We'll do a little bit of prayer and a little bit of Torah and Haftorah reading, and we'll have a lovely Shabbat morning together, even as you are at home and I am here. But I hope getting to see the sanctuary itself brings a little bit of comfort and a little bit of a sense of return to normalcy. You know, it does for me. And so Shabbat Shalom welcome. If you have not already but would like to go ahead and download a copy of our Lev Shalem Sidur and the Torah reading and Haftorah reading for today, which are all on the Shabbat Chants Encounters section of our website. And I will begin with our morning blessings on page 103. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lesach vivina levchim ben yom uvein laila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asani betzalmo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asani bat chorin. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asa li kol tzorki. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam ozer Yisrael bigvura. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam oter Yisrael betifara. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten liyaif koach. Continue on page 122 with Shochen Ad. Welcome to our earliest part of the morning service. With Baruch She'amar, I apologize, page 122. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam, Baruch hu, Baruch oseh bereshit, Baruch omer ve'oseh, Baruch gozer umkayem, Baruch merachem al ha'aretz, Baruch merachem al habriot, Baruch meshalem sachar tov l're'av, Baruch chai la'ad v'kayam lanetzach, Baruch podeh umatzil, Baruch Shemo. Since I can almost hear you singing along with me, I know you'll answer Amen to the blessing on page 180 as we move from our warm-up service into our morning service. Pardon me, page 150. I'm a little off on my numbers this morning. I apologize. Page 150. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer or vorei choshech oseh shalom uvorei et hakol. Turn to page 154. As we note God's love for us, even when we are separated, God is with all of us, and we can feel God's love. And we will do Ahava Rabbah, a moment noting God's love and introducing us to Shema, as we will take a moment to recognize God's oneness and the unity that we all share with God. Even when we are in our separate places, we are still together. You have loved us deeply, Adonai our God, and showered us with boundless compassion. Avinu Malkeinu, for the sake of our ancestors who trusted in you and to whom you taught the laws of life, so may you be gracious to us and instruct us. Kind Creator, have compassion for us. Open our hearts so that we may understand and discern, hear and study, observe, perform, and fulfill all of the teachings of your Torah with love. Let's continue on the Hebrew side. Feel free to sing along with me from wherever you are. והערננו בתורתך, ודבק ליבנו במצוותיך, ויחד לבבינו לאהבה וליראה את שמך, ולא נבוש לעולם כי בשם קודשך הגדול והנורא בטחנו נגילה ונשמחה נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך. If you're wearing a talit, it is customary at this time to gather the four corners of our talit, the four tzitzit at the corners together, as we think about gathering all of ourselves and all of our people together, and continue. Ve'havienu leshalom me'arba kanfot haaretz ve'tolichenu komemiyut le'artzeinu ki el bo'el yeshuotata uvanu v'acharta mikolam ve'lashon ve'keravtanu leshimcha gadol sela be'emet lehodot lecha u'yachedcha be'ahava Baruch atah Adonai habocher be'amo Yisrael be'ahava. We join in the Shema on page 155. We will do Shema and Ve'ahavta and the closing paragraph on page 156. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam lebanecha ve'dibarta bam Beshivtecha beveitecha uvlechtecha vaderech uveshochbecha uvekumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Page 156. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor Taber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta lehem ve'asu lahem tzitzit al kanfei bigdeihem ledorotam ve'natnu al tzitzit hakanav betil techelet ve'haya lachem letzitzit ureitem oto Uzchartem et kol mitzvot Adonai va'asitem otam ve'lo taturu acharei levavchem ve'acharei einechem asher atem zonim achareihem leman tizgeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim leloechem ani Adonai Eloechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. If you gathered your tzitzit, you may release them again as we turn to page 158 for a celebration of freedom with Micha Mocha. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Shirach anasha shivchu geulim, Leshimcha safat hayam, Yachan kulam hodu ve'himlichu ve'amru Adonai yimlo yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Zor Yisrael, kuma ve'ezrat Yisrael, uvdechnu mecha, Yehuda ve'Yisrael. Go aleinu Adonai tzvahot shemo, Kedosh Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael. I'm going to do the opening paragraph of the silent Amidah, our silent moment for prayer. I'll do the opening paragraph aloud and give us a few moments to reflect. I invite you to rise in your place and take a few moments, reflect on the week that you have had, on places that you, if you join me on Torah Talk, places that you might feel like you've been too long and need help in your soul to move forward. Take just a few moments of silent prayer after I do the first paragraph of the Amidah on page 159. If you want to keep using the words in the prayer book in front of you, they do continue to page 168. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chastei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Goel Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. We'll take a few moments for silence. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We now get to do something we are very excited to do, and that is continue with a Torah service where we'll get to do some of our Torah reading from the Torah itself. We will start on page 168 of our Siddur to do our opening song of the Torah service, Ein Kamocha. Ein Kamocha ba'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kemasecha malchutecha malchut kol olamim u'memshaltecha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai yimlach le'olam va'ed, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom, aparachamim, aparachamim, etiv avirtzoncha et Zion, tivne chomot Yerushalayim, kivecha levad vatachnu, Melech Olam Benisa Adon Olamim. If you are standing in your place, we will do Shema, and then you may be seated afterward. Repeat after me. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. As I mentioned in our Torah talk, this morning we are beginning a new book of the Sefer Torah, though there were two that we had to read only from the Chumash. I'm excited with this one to start reading at least a little bit of it from the Torah scroll. We're now in the book of Deuteronomy, the final book of our Torah, the swan song of Moses sharing his last words and the story of the people before they enter into their promised land. I invite you to join me with the blessings before the Torah reading. I will do the first 11 verses of the book of Deuteronomy, which is the opening taste of the Torah portion, and then I will go straight to the maftir. All of those, if you'd like to follow along, are on our website, and you'll join me with the blessings both before and after. Ya'amdu kol ha'kehila shel Beth-El Zedek. I invite all of the community of Beth-El Zedek to join me as we say this aliyah. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'na'atan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Ele devarim asher diber Moshe el kol Yisrael be'ever hayarden bamidbar ba'arava musuf ben paran uven tofel lavan bechatzerot v'dizahav achar asar yom mechorev derech har seir ad kadesh barnea vayehi barba'im shana be'asiti be'ste asar chodesh be'echad lachodesh diber Moshe el bnei Yisrael Kechol asher tziva Adonai oto alehem acharei hakohen Sichon melech Amori asher yoshev be'ashterot be'adreiti Be'adrei be'ever hayarden be'eretz Moav ho'il Moshe be'er et haTorah hazot lemor Adonai Eloheinu diber aleinu bechorv lemor Rav lachem shevet behar hazeh penu useu lachem uvo har Amori el kol shechenav be'arava Bahar uvashfila uvanegev bechov hayam Eretz Haknani V'Halvanon Ad Hana'ar Uvaneh. This is hard with no gabbai. Anahar Bagadah Nahar Parat Re'eh Natati Lifnechem Et Haaretz Ba'u Urshu Et Haaretz Asher Nishba Adonai Lavotechem L'Avraham Yitzchak U'Yakov L'Tehet Lahem Uzaram Acharehem Ve'omar Lechem Be'et Hahi Lemor Lo uchal levadi se'et etchem Adonai Elohechem hirbeh etchem Vehinchem hayom kechokvei hashamayim larov Adonai Elohei avotechem Yosef alechem kachem elech pe'amim Vivarech etchem kasher diber lachem. It's our opening to our Torah portion. We'll go to the maftir. It's said that if you read the opening and closing of something, it is as though you read the whole thing. But I encourage us to still read the whole thing when we have a moment to. Now they maftir. Ad asher yaniach Adonai Elohechem kachem Vayershu gam hem et haaretz asher Adonai Elohechem noten lahem be'ever hayarden Ushavtem ish lirishutav asher natati lachem et Yehoshua tziviti be'et hahi lemor Einecha haraot et kol asher asa Adonai Elohechem lishnei hamlachim ha'eleh Ken ya'aseh Adonai lechol hamlachot asher ata over shama lo tira'um ki Adonai Elohechem hu hincha hanilcham lachem. Join me for the closing blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. I'm going to take a moment to redress our Torah here on the table without a friend to Gabbai, or to Hagba to lift it for me. I will dress it here where you can still see it a moment. And we will do our Haftarah for today. The Haftarah today is a special one. It is the Shabbat before the observance of Tisha B'Av, a holiday in which we mourn the destruction of the temples, and many, many other calamities to befall the Jewish people throughout our history, everything from both ancient and recent calamity. We take a day to mourn it, especially with reading the book of Eicha, the book of Lamentations, which tells the story of Jerusalem's destruction. And the book of Eicha has a special trope, a special form of musical cantillation. And the Haftarah this morning, the Shabbat before, a small one verse you'll hear is actually done in that trope as a sampling and a reminder of what's to come. And this is a week where we spend a little bit of time thinking about what we mourn and thinking about what we can improve in our world, thinking about our own roles in pain and how we can improve the world around us and lessen it. If you'd like to join me, the Haftarah is on our website under the resources. I'm just going to do a selection of it. It comes from the first chapter of the book of Isaiah. Is one of the Haftarot, one of the selections from the prophets, considered to be a Haftarah of rebuke. Potentially, we have done something wrong in our lives and could do better. Which also, of course, gets us ready for the holidays, which are 7 weeks after Tisha B'Av. So we will join. If you would like to follow along with the blessings and the Haftarah itself, please do so. The blessings are on our Siddur on page 175, and the Haftarah is on our website. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divreihem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah uv'Moshe avdo uv'Yisrael amo uv'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek. Hazon Yeshayahu ben Amon asher chaza al Yehuda v'Yerushalayim b'nei Uziyahu Yotam Achaz Yechizkiyahu Malchei Yehuda Shimu shamayim bazinu eretz ki Adonai diber Banim yidalti veromamti vehem pashuvi Hayu goy chote am keved avon zera mereim banim ashlitim Ozvu et Adonai niatzu et kedosh Yisrael nazoru achor Rachatzu hizaku hasiru ro'a me'alelechem ki mineged einai chidlu hareya limdu hetev dirshu mishpat ashru chomot Shiftu yatom rivu almana lechuna v'nivachcha Yomar Adonai im yiyu chataichem kashanim kasheleg yalvinu im yadimu ketolag katsemer yiyu Ve'ashiva shoftahich kevarishona ve'yo'atzayich kevatchila achrehen yikare lach ir hatzedek kirya ne'emana Zion b'mishpat tipadeh Veshaveha b'tzaka Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al ha'nevi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu liktusha ve'limnucha lechavod u'tifaret Al hakol Adonai Eloheinu Anachnu modim lach umevarchim otach Yitbarach shimcha befi kol chai tamid leolam va'ed Baruch et Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Now turn to page 184 as we prepare to put our beloved Torah scroll away back into the ark. Page 184 at the red caret indentation. Ki lekach tov natati lachem torati al tazovu מחזיקים בך ותומכיה מיושר דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש ימינו כקדם. You have risen, you may be seated, unless you are in mourning or observing a yard site this morning. Join in Mourner's Kaddish, page 207. As we remember, even as we are apart, we are still all together, both for those we remember whom we loved and those who often are here to bring us comfort. If you are indeed saying Mourner's Kaddish, whether for a yard site or you are still in mourning, please rise where you are and join me in Mourner's Kaddish, and I will pause for everyone else who is joining us to also say Amen, and we will hear it even as we hear it in our hearts and maybe not with our ears. Page 207. Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'izman kariv ve'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulmei almaya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitpa'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru Amen. Before we fully conclude, I want to thank everyone who has joined us this morning and who has been with us on our live stream. It is a Shehecheyanu moment. I might say Shehecheyanu in a minute, just that we are able to be with this live stream together, our first time getting to do it where you can see me here from the sanctuary, even as we're keeping safely apart. So thank you for joining me in this way. We will be doing this in a few weeks, as often as we are able. I think this is a good mode for us to get to share Shabbat together. This coming week, let's see, what are our things this coming week? On Wednesday evening, I will be doing a Tisha B'Av observance. I referenced it a little bit with our Haftarah. It will be on Zoom, so you can ask questions about it. It's not necessarily an observance many have seen before, so I'm happy to do it on Zoom and have an opportunity to learn a little and observe a little of our mourning of our people's history. On Tuesday evening, I should have remembered, Sisterhood will be doing a Zoom volunteer appreciation event. So check our website for both of those. You can check our Facebook as well. And we're so glad that we are able to still be connected even as we are apart. We will conclude our service on page 211 with Adon Olam. Normally this would be where I would ask you what melody you might want to hear, but my heart ears aren't quite that good, so I am just going to go with a loved and classic, page 211. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra le'etz nasa v'chefso kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado himloch nora Vehu haya, vehu hove, vehu yeh v'tifara, vehu echad v'yein sheni, להמשילו, להכבירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי, וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי, ויצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו, אפקיד רוחי, בעת תישן ויהירה, ואם רוחי גווייתי, אדוני לי, ולא יירא. Shabbat Shalom. Now that we have truly concluded our first service on our live stream, and we will say Shehechianu over the technology, and frankly over the one of the things Shehechianu says is being grateful to live to the day that we are, and let's also just be grateful that our technology allows us to be connected in a way that we would not have been possible even just 10 years ago, were this to have happened. So Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Shehechianu V'Kiyamanu V'Higiyanu Lazman Hazeh. We say Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for joining me right here, and I look forward to continuing to serve even here over our airwaves. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.